Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. We're starting the show off like this. Hello.
Cheeky bastards.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome back to another episode Across the Pond. I'm Josh, the Vaping Jedi, and I'm on time today. Holy shit. I have my two
Hell's frozen
co-hosts,
over.
Angela and Adam. And welcome one, welcome all. You know, the show is just like Whose Line Is It Anyway? The games are made up and the points don't matter.
Wait, what are you drinking, Josh?
Kind of like the Constitution of the United States right now.
Oh.
Before we get any further, I've just seen a name that I haven't seen in a long time. Mike K's in the house.
Holy shit. Mike,
Hello,
where you
mate.
been, buddy?
Oh, hey.
Hope everything's all right, mate. It's great to see you in chat. Sorry, I had to butt in then. I got excited.
So I'm probably going to get my ass kicked by the rest of the founding fathers of Massachusetts because I'm drinking British tea.
You're drinking tea? So am I. Imagine that.
No tea over here, mate. No tea.
I'm not drinking coffee because it's way too hot in Texas today, you guys. Like it is like in the hundreds. And we're honorary British tonight and this whole weekend. And that's the title of the show. What the fuck is happening? And beam me up and get me the hell out of here.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not drinking tea, but I'm drinking a bottle of water. That's to be done.
Harry Potter water bottle?
No, it's not. And you're not going to get me to say it, so it's fine. Keep trying.
I'll get something else. I'll get something else stuck in your head later on. How's that?
That's fine. The missus has to deal with it. Not me.
Anthony Ramella.
Dick. Absolute dick.
Do we say it 2 more times and he'll appear like Beetlejuice?
I hope so.
Could happen. Or say it in the mirror and fucking he'll come out of the mirror. Oh, cool. Well, before we get started, see, now you've got the ability to click on names.
Love it.
So now
we finally graduated. We're no longer just special guests. We're actually co-hosts of the show. Adam has been hiding the fact that we can do this for what seems like
fucking know we could do it.
The whole time I'm like, why can't I see comments from YouTube? Why can't I interact with anybody on YouTube unless I have pop-out chat open? Which I still am running right now, so that way I as Angela can interact with people.
So I'm going to be hands-free tonight, thank fuck.
Oh, God.
So I don't have to touch anything.
Wait,
so if the
training wheels off
not
already?
touching anything.
So if the stream buggers up, it's not going to be my fault. It's just great. I might just hit a button, fuck it up, and then blame it on you guys.
I'm used to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, everybody knows. Well, I would assume that everybody in the States who is watching knows the fuckery that has been going on over the last several weeks.
God.
I was talking to Angela earlier today, and I just want to make it known. Now, I'm almost speechless because we all know how fucked up Charlie Baker is, and if you don't know who Charlie Baker is, he's the fucking governor of Massachusetts. So this man just made me even more proud to be a masshole.
And you're not saying that sarcastically.
No, not at all. He,
So-
like several other states, private companies, and whatever else, has taken the initiative to sign an executive order making camping
We all know what
Protected.
camping is.
protected and legal in the Commonwealth. Not only that, but that extends to the healthcare practitioners who are serving out-of-state residents, and it's also protecting those out-of-state residents. This guy took away our right to flavors for vaping products. I'm not saying that he's redeemed himself, because that is still kind of stuck in my craw as an adult who vapes. But this is more monumentous than just vaping at the moment. To take away an entire group's rights. You sent us back 50 years.
Just quickly, Mike's saying he's clueless what you're going on about, and probably for people that don't know what's going on about, what's going on? What is this camping?
So we're going to leave it at camping because the United States Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, which was the camping part of
The women's right to choose to camp if they wanted to.
Correct.
So at a federal level, it is now up to the states. Each individual state can decide if they are pro-camping or, unlike me in Texas, this state is completely anti-camping. Completely anti-camping. So if I were to try to help another woman go camp, I'm now putting myself in a legal predicament.
So it was to clarify, the reason why I'm using camping is
It's the
a lot
word
of
is
social
being
media
struck
outlets
everywhere.
have started to shut down pages and profiles and content creator or not.
You're being silenced
because of the A word.
Yep.
So folks have taken to TikTok and everything else calling it camping. So I'm going to tell every female viewer, every female listener on the podcast side of this, that should you need to come camping in Massachusetts, hit up the Vaping Jedi and I will give you a hand. I will find you a place to stay. I will help you find a practitioner, as will my wife. So you're good to go here in the People's Republic of Massachusetts.
Because if I'm being 100% honest, I haven't been paying attention, and thank you, Josh, for clarifying up for me what that was, because I didn't have a Scooby what you was on about. I was like, camping. I thought you meant like homeless people.
No.
When you said I was getting confused. But does that cover if you? Oh God, I'm gonna have to word this right. If you had to go camping because of, say, like unconsensual or through grooming or molestation, is it all umbrellaed under that?
It's all umbrellaed. So
it's under one umbrella.
If you are forcibly needing to go camp because of any situation, it is now illegal.
So, Mike, you bring up a good point. Health insurance. Health insurance companies talk to each other. Health insurance companies are required to report to each state when it comes to procedures and monies and everything else.
Not only that, but they also stripped out a whole lot of verbiage in HIPAA when they overturned Roe v. Wade. So there is now transparency. So another thing I wanted to touch off on that is, how would anybody know? Because in a state like mine, this horrible place we call Texas, there is basically a finder's fee for anyone who aids and embeds.
So you basically got bounty hunters on camping.
Yes. So yeah, absolutely.
That's fucking ridiculous.
So,
sorry, I know.
No. I want you guys, like, let's have this conversation, please. Like, as a woman.
Does that include, like, if you're underage as well?
Yes.
To say, like, because obviously under a certain age, there's a risk to your life.
Right.
So say, fuck it, if you die, it's your fault. You can't be doing.
So that's the caveat. They have basically said that this procedure is not medically necessary as
in any circumstance,
an elective procedure. If it was deemed medically necessary and life-threatening, we don't know, because that's still a gray area. They
in
haven't
Texas,
decided.
No. In Texas, no. So if I were to,
you're supposed to die.
Yes.
Because of something growing, because Abbott decided to be a fucknut.
Or how about, God forbid, the parents that lose babies? So you've got to walk around, because, unfortunately there is a thing called miscarriage. You have to walk around with a DNC is...
Oh, fuck off, really?
Yes. So anything like that. Yes. That's why this is such a big deal. And like, this is why I wanted you guys, like, I'm glad we're talking about this, because Josh is in a state where his governor is acting in the best interest of, I'm going to say, not just women, but everyone. Because, right. But in my state, you guys, I just became a second-class citizen. Literally, guns have more rights in my state than I do over my own
an
fucking
inanimate
body.
object has more rights than
and we
any
need. It's not like, when I say like feminism, it's not like crazy. It's like, you guys have wives, you have daughters. We need the men out there. Like, I want you guys to understand that this is like just the beginning. This is a ripple effect. If they are going to get away with this, there will be other shit that they get away with in this country, because they're already talking about it.
Mike's saying what I was just thinking. Is it all come from like a religious background of saying, nah, it's wrong because the religion says it's wrong?
No.
No.
So what's the reasoning behind it if it's not religious based?
Politics.
Sorry, this makes me. I don't want to sound like I'm being a dick, but
No,
not at all.
How is it religious based? How is it politics based?
Because a lot of the states where they are anti-camping are very Bible Belt, just like Mike's saying, and are very evangelical Christian, 100%.
And it's just rippled onto everyone else.
Pro-life.
It doesn't directly play off of religion, so to speak, but it's the Bible Belt. Those states are very charismatic about their belief systems, and we know in the Catholic faith that it is against God's will.
Well,
where's the separation between church and state?
There isn't any in the state.
Well, the way I've always looked at America as a whole is it was generally based. America's generally based around religion as a whole. It's all based around Catholicism. So a lot of the American is all it all comes from religion. So I don't want to say I understand, but the reason I was asking, is it because of religion? Because in my mind, there'll be that correlation between, obviously, America is based on a religion that says it's wrong, so that's why they're going with that. But then when you turn around and said it's politics, that threw me off massively. Because in my eyes, how? Because if you've got to give birth to a baby, the amount of kids waiting to be adopted, you're just pushing the number up, which is going to cost you more money at the end of the day.
I'm like, I don't want to hear anybody who lives in my state complain about all the people that are on welfare.
Yeah.
Because
why not make it illegal not to have a job?
right.
I know it's horrible to say, but
let's travel down a little history lesson. I can see where you're a little confused about the whole thing being in a different country. Way back when we came from England,
Mm-hmm.
and what were we getting away from? The Church of England. So that's kind of where the religious aspect played a huge part in starting this country. The 13 original colonies, which make up most of New England and several other eastern states, when the Declaration of Independence was finally signed and ratified and got us away from British rule, a lot of that verbiage was injected into the Bill of Rights, into the Constitution. But over the past 300 years, politicians have gotten more and more snake-like, more and more greedy, and have used their political agenda to twist what the Constitution says. I absolutely love our viewers because they don't, there's never any arguing within our chat. So the next thing I'm going to say usually sparks a bit of an argument. Now, Angela, you just not 30 seconds ago, you said that a gun has more rights than you. And unfortunately, that is the truth right now. The Supreme Court also just stated that the Second Amendment to the Bill of Rights is black and white. Every citizen has the legal right to bear arms. That's it. They finally took a stance and put their foot down.
But it is quite funny.
But what
because
they also haven't done is they haven't said anything about mental health checks, anything about age, anything about this, that, or the other. Because organizations like the NRA and Goal and whoever else have money and pay lobbyists. Lobbyists pay politicians. Politicians put that money, supposed to go into their political funds, but it goes into their pockets.
Well, it's quite interesting to think about because you said that
former law enforcement and having grown up around pew-pews, still own and carry to this day a pew-pew everywhere I go. But I've always understood that as a law-abiding citizen who is mentally capable of making that decision, it didn't really make a difference to me because I have my license. But now this is going to turn things around so badly that excuse me, the state it's each state's decision now, just like Roe v. Wade. And each state is going to go completely insane because they can no longer block anybody from getting their license. It goes from a shall issue state to a must issue state. I don't know.
Well, it's interesting you talk about guns because only recently in the news they want to stop people killing kids, but there's your Second Amendment's killing fuck tons of kids at the moment, but they don't seem to be doing fuck all about that.
We're open carry in this state. Open
Yeah.
carry.
There are several states that are open carry, and there are several that have adopted what they call constitutional carry, which means if you have a license in one state, it will constitutionally carry over to another. New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine have always been somewhat lax, and I use that as just a blanketed term because if you look at their requirements, they may seem lax, but you also have to look at um their violent crime per capita versus places like Detroit or Los Angeles or New York.
See, this is what I don't understand. Why, if you live in New York or Chicago and that, you fart, your neighbor can hear you. You don't need a fucking gun. If you're out in the middle of nowhere, you probably got more of a reason to have one. But why would you need like an automatic rifle? But at the same point, it's like in this country we have a major issue with knives, and people carry knives because people got knives. They generally get stabbed with their own knives. Someone I've known for 16 years just been stabbed in the chest with a machete over a fight, and he's a vegetable in hospital at the moment. That's over a knife because he was carrying because someone else had a knife. He ended up getting hurt. With use is a lot. It's a lot different because you have guns, which obviously you can shoot from afar. I can sort of understand the gun law, but obviously in certain states there's no fucking need for one. It's for your own protection. If you scream in a block in the middle of New York or Chicago or anywhere like that, your neighbours are going to hear and call the cops. You don't need a gun. Out in the middle of nowhere, like when my uncle lives in the middle of Missouri, you can have a bit more of an understanding why you might want one, because if you call the police, you might wait 45 minutes to an hour for someone to turn up. But you're only carrying a gun because they've probably got one. If they didn't have a gun, why would you need one? I just think they're pointless.
I'm opening up to a little bit of funny, but I carry a gun because a cop is too heavy.
Yeah, so that's only because you've got a gun because you know that other people can legally have one, and if you can illegally get them, they're even easier to get illegally. In central London, it's easy to get hold of a gun. So if in a country where they're legal, it's going to be even easier. You probably be able to find a gun quicker than you can find a bottle of liquid in yours. Do you know what I mean? It's probably that simple. So that's why you're carrying a gun. But I can guarantee you, Josh, if your state done a blanket ban on guns and no bastard had a gun, only a cop, I can guarantee you probably wouldn't carry one because there would be no fucking need for one.
That's a good point.
That your country is. I don't want to tear America's apart because I love America. I've got family over there.
Dude,
it's a lovely
country. Tear it to fucking pieces because they're doing it to themselves at the moment.
Right.
But you can legally go and buy like fucking military grade weapons. Why the fuck would you want that in your house? Just to start with, why would you want one? And also, why the fuck would you need one? It's not the fucking zombie apocalypse.
No automatic rifles. This is about where this is where I get a little picky with what people consider an automatic rifle and what somebody can purchase legally. I am stating for fact here in Massachusetts, you cannot legally possess a full auto anything unless you have an FFL, which is a federal firearms license. Basically makes you a dealer. The M16, which is what the military carries and has been carrying and utilizing since the Vietnam War, is a very different firearm than the AR-15. AR does not stand for automatic rifle. It's Armalite. It's the company who originally produced them. They are, by nature, a semi-automatic weapon, meaning pull the trigger, you have to release so the mechanisms inside can reset and you can fire another one. Now, are there ways to make it fully auto? Yes. Am I going to tell you how? No. Do I think the average citizen living in... Oh, I'm sorry, Tony. Very sorry.
It was to me.
I misunderstood. Wherever you're at, feel free to come to Mass and kick me in the balls.
But the thing is, for someone like me that I don't know hardly anything about guns. You point and you shoot it and you can kill someone. This whole difference between semi-automatic, automatic, true automatic. The thing is, at the end of the day, you've got it to kill someone. At the end of the day, that's the whole reason they're there. So you want to kill someone because they're trying to kill you
before they kill you
for protection. Okay, fair play. Yeah, as I said, the only reason doing that because you can get fucking guns everywhere. So you're more likely going to have one. My great aunt in Missouri, she's in her late 80s. She's got one in her fucking handbag.
Oh yeah,
I'm telling you, in Texas, pretty soon we're going to be handing out guns to babies because that's the state we're going.
At one point in Texas, a lot of the state-owned and funded banks were running specials that if you opened a new account, you got a rifle.
When the hell was that?
1980s, 1990s. If you opened a new account, they would give you a rifle. Not physically at the bank, but they would give you a voucher to go to the local gun store and pick up a fucking rifle. Hey, you want to own a hunting rifle to go hunting, to feed your family, have at it. Best line of defense for the home is a shotgun because it's close range.
Or best line of defense for a house is a good fucking lock. You don't need a gun.
Your locks must be different than ours, Paulie. People kick in locks all the time.
And you get a decent lock, they ain't gonna put your fucking door in. See, that's the thing. Like, this is when it does annoy me a little bit. I'm not anti-gun at all. I'm really not anti-gun. If you want one, but it's
shit.
It's
Tony's
fucking...
a masshole.
But what was I saying?
You and I are gonna have to talk, Tony.
But it's fucking moronic that someone turn around and say the best line of defense for your home is a fucking shotgun. I'm not having a pop at you at all because I know I've heard it many a times. Even from my uncle said the best way to protect yourself is this fucking thing this handgun that shoots shotgun shells called the Judge. Yeah, it might break your wrist, but it ain't gonna kill you. I just think it's fucking ridiculous. Like in my house, if someone wants to break in, they ain't getting through the door. If they really want to fucking try, by the time they got that door done, I'd have a fucking load of police here. Probably the same with Josh. I can guarantee you now, if we want to take a bet, if we get Josh to scream blue bloody murder, I can guarantee you police are going to turn up pretty damn quick because one of your neighbors like, oh, fuck, something's going on. You got neighbors above them.
They're too understaffed, and my neighbors don't like me.
Well, that but you understand what I'm saying.
I absolutely do.
There's no fucking need for it, and you guys are going there. Well, I'm not saying you guys are going mental, but people are going mental over this camping business when the real issue is what's actually killing the kids. Because in the UK, we have mass issues with kids carrying knives at school. The good thing about a knife is it can't kill you from afar. That's the only upside for us. But we still have that issue. Kid brings a gun into school. Mate, you can just run around and open fire and you're going to kill fuck tons of people, as we've seen.
I want to know where these kids got the idea to bring a gun into school.
Oh, we all fucking know that.
I'm very much part of the old school if I was pissed off at you and you were pissed off at me, we were going to go fist to fist, and then we were going to dust ourselves off, shake hands, and go about our way.
Well, we was always said
friends or not afterwards.
We used to fight all the time after school, and you was classed as a nutter if you turned up with a stick. If you picked up a stick or something from the floor, you're like, oh, he's fucking crazy.
Absolutely.
But now it's different. It's because people, it's the culture, it's social media. No, if I'm honest with you, it's parenting.
Yep.
It's like, I know this sounds horrible, but especially in the UK, parents can't look after the kids. So do you know what? We'll look after them. We'll clothe them. We will do this. We will do that for them. And if they've got an issue, someone else can deal with it. It's not my issue. Well, it's your fucking kid. If you can't parent it, you don't fucking deserve to have kids. So there's another family out there that will take that kid in and will raise it properly. And it's probably, people ain't going to agree with me, but they say it takes a village to raise a child, but to start off with, it's the parents. Now, I've been told by my missus loads of times and a couple of times a day, you need to curb your swearing. Because I say fuck a lot. And
No.
I'm a hand... Yeah. And cunt. I've been told I need to curb it because he's going to pick it up.
Yeah.
And that's going to make me look like a fuck. It's going to look fucking horrendous if he goes to school and goes to a teacher. Fuck off.
This guy right here? This guy right here? Yeah.
But if we do it and my kid goes into school and do that, we have social services down on our ass.
The little one that is literally 2 doors away has already said multiples of profanities. Now, while I find it absolutely hysterical because you have that little voice saying something so foul.
Yeah.
But I definitely see that, like you said, getting into school age, and then they're going into school, and
it's a rocky road, and it's just downhill from there. And I find very much, especially going back onto camping, where those kids probably. And I'm going to say statistically speaking, but this is just me making up statistics in my head. They will be the kids that will end up going through the care system, won't get picked up because they might be, what people want to call, damaged or difficult children.
Right.
Mum didn't want you. Oh, fuck me. How's that going to make that kid feel? And there's going to be a whole camping institution around it. And it's going to breed a lot more of, I don't want to say school shootings, but that type of things, like terrorism is what it's classed as, because you're causing terror. There's going to be a lot more of that coming on your neck. Your debt's going to go through the fucking roof because your state ain't going to be able to clothe, feed, and house a couple of thousand kids every couple of months that are coming around. Because I can guarantee you, we'll Google. Oh, I'm not going to Google because it's fucking depressing. But how many people are raped a month? And if say 4% of them end up with camp, should we say, they ain't going to want to keep that. That's going to go into the system.
Or
once it's into the system, it's everyone else's problem.
Or what about the women who are putting their lives on the line because they just found out they have an ectopic pregnancy? They now cannot, even with the help of their doctor in this state, they will have to go camp in another state.
Oh shit! Yeah, you can get like blood poisoning and shit, can't you, from all that?
Die.
And I mean that also
isn't that so ironic though? Like, we're so pro-life when it matters. Do you see the irony here? Like, it's don't give a shit about my life. You care about the cluster of cells that's going to kill me.
Because does that mean, and I'm going to use a bit of old English, does that mean, because I want to try and make it sound a little bit more presentable, but if, for instance, you wanted to, just say, for instance, you wanted to go camping because a traumatic incident happened and you needed to do that, does that then class you as a soiled dove? I suppose is the old word you could use, like a bit of a damaged goods. Does that? Do you understand where I'm going with this? Unsuitable for marriage because you've had to have that and you get labelled.
Oh, like as
See,
a slut? It's okay to say that word.
yeah, I didn't know how you guys were taking. So I was
No.
trying to use the old, some different language.
No. Because a woman or a man is sexually assaulted does not make them damaged goods or
No, but I
slutty
mean,
or
is
anything.
that what they're trying to say? If someone's having abortion, that's what you're classed as.
No.
So if you went and got if you went and got camping,
Mm-hmm.
if you went camping, and someone found out and they dobbed you in, what would they charge you with, and what would you be labelled as? Would you be labelled a murderer?
We haven't got there yet, but yes, I would be criminally charged, and so would the facility and the doctor who performed the camping.
So you'd be pretty much charged as the same as someone that's gone out and killed someone.
We don't know yet. Probably yes. In this state, probably yes. And anybody that helped me along the way.
But isn't first-degree murder sentence? Can't you get the death penalty for that?
And Texas loves the death penalty. We love it. We love it here.
So if it went that way, you could technically get the death penalty for going camping.
You guys, we are living in the Handmaid's Tale. This is welcome to Gilead. That is where we are in this state. And I'm not joking about that. Like, this is, yes, we were not always like this. Absolutely. And guys, please, thank you guys for being here. Please speak out for women's rights. This is not imagine if the roles were reversed and all of a sudden the government told you that you don't have the right to get a vasectomy anymore, that you've had all the kids that you want. And that's the other thing. And I'm going to get real shitty for a second. As a woman, I do not have the right to get my tubes tied until I've shit out at least 2 kids. Did you guys know that?
Fuck off, really?
I'm serious. But a man can go get a vasectomy at the age of 18. If he's married with his wife's consent.
Yes.
How fucked up is that?
I don't understand obviously I don't understand it at all. But where does his 2 kids come from? Why? What?
I don't know if it's in case you lose one. And that's very sad to say, but I don't know why. But they're like 2 children.
The exact same thing. They actually, are you sure you want to do this? Do you have, how many kids do you have?
They're fucking reversible.
It sounds like they got all these extremist church guys together, gave them a load of coke and a pen and paper, went go wild.
Yeah, that's how it feels. It's rough, you guys. That's why I'm women need all the love that they can get. Because remember, we all have moms, we all have sisters, we all have wives, girlfriends, whomever. There is a lady in your life somewhere who needs your support.
So you two, as well as chat, you all remember George Carlin?
Yeah.
I know the name, but can't put a name.
Way back in 1996, George Carlin took on the pro-life movement. Are we ready for what he said?
Crack on.
Quoted. Mr. George Carlin was quoted as saying, pro-life conservatives are obsessed with the fetus from conception to 9 months. After that, they don't want to know you. They don't want to hear from you. Nothing. No neonatal care, no daycare, no Head Start, no school lunch, no food stamps, no welfare, no nothing. If you're preborn, you're fine. If you're preschool, you're fucked. Guy was ahead of his time.
I'm
Yep.
still very confused about all this shit.
And it's all different in every state, Adam. Like, that's where we are today. Like, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. But what concerns Josh and I both as Americans is this is not where it's going to stop. Like, some of our other Supreme Court justices are already talking about revoking the right to gay marriage, revoking blacks' right to vote.
Whose rights to vote?
The people of color, blacks.
No.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like, it's like they just lit up the Constitution and just said, fuck this shit. We need a do-over.
One of the more senior African-American male Supreme Court justices has been quoted at saying that a repeal of gay marriage should be the next on the docket.
And interracial marriage.
And interracial. Now,
we'll be fucked.
There's a caveat to that. There is a caveat to that. You ready for this one, Adam? This is a fucking knee slapper. There is an openly gay senator who has taken on SJC Thomas because Justice Thomas is in a biracial marriage, but he was quoted publicly stating that abolishment of same-sex marriage and interracial marriage should be repealed. He doesn't want it. You're in a biracial marriage.
Yeah, you'll probably think he's got enough money and he's sucked enough dicks that they'll be like, "Oh, we'll leave you two alone. You come on my side, we'll sort you out."
Oh yeah, but this senator.
So that was a bit graphic, but
his life's mission to tear this guy apart.
But I'm like, how weird is this? Because it's like interracial marriage. Okay, where do you draw the line? Is it how you identify? And I ask this, like, with all due respect, think about people that are like Native Americans, right? Or First Nation people that are married to somebody like, me, who, as far as I know, in all my ancestry, I don't have anything other than like Eastern European blood, right? European, 100%. If so, that means that Nicholas is Cherokee Indian. That would make us, right? Because an Indian is not a white person. They are a First Nation people.
So we're going to have to go back through the books and go, you two?
Yes. No. You're basically expunging ourselves because most Americans have native blood. I mean, Josh, it's very common. Josh, do you have native ancestry anywhere that you know of? I don't, which is very weird.
No, and I just recently got my DNA back from Ancestry.
Did it say you were 100% that bitch? Because, girl, I know you are.
Well, Dave Lloyd's saying he took 23andMe and he found, he goes, we are all from Africa at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely not, because I have traced my ancestry. It stops in the early 1500s in my DNA, my specific DNA to me is basically half Irish and half English, with a spot of Portuguese, a spot of Czech, and Slovakian.
So weird.
And but to the extent of my ancestors, the one with the help through Ancestry that I've been able to physically see go that far back, everything was Northern Europe. At some point, Adam and I might be related.
I was about to say, I thought my show was a shit show. Your country's a complete shit show at the moment.
You guys, it is out of control. That's why I was like, let's put beam me up, Scotty. I want to be an honorary UK citizen because this is what's really fucked up. This is 4th of July in this country, and it's really hard for a lot of Americans to celebrate our freedom right now because we feel like we're losing them just one at a time. And this is
all right,
not
so if I'm thinking what Mike is thinking is this, I believe, is Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Oh, she died. She didn't retire.
She died, correct.
Yeah.
But she did retire during the Obama administration. Had that not happened, we may be in a different light. But she did ultimately pass away.
I don't know. The president is the one who appoints the Supreme Court justices. So usually a Republican president will appoint the ones that are in there now, Amy Coney Barrett and all the ones that are that. And that's the other thing, Adam. When these justices, when they were confirmed in, they were asked by Congress, would you repeal Roe versus Wade? And they said, absolutely not. It's the law of the land. They all fucking voted to overturn it. So they lied. They lied under oath.
Shouldn't that just be kick them out straight away? Wouldn't you? If you lied in your job, what would they do? There's the door. Fuck off.
Yeah, they would fire you. Absolutely. But see, this is where it gets all weird because
there's too many opiates going around where you guys are. If I get from the sound of it.
I'm like, shit.
So
we are the divided states of America, and it is very sad.
I'm going completely off topic because this absolutely needs to be said. I just got a text message from my wife, who during her review at her employer was asked by the general manager of the store if she wants to become an AGM or work for corporate. What? As part of her review. He basically said that she has what it takes to either become an AGM to a GM or work at the corporate office.
Yeah, she's a badass.
You go.
Dude, that's awesome.
I start a new job on Tuesday.
So. Yay! See, that's when look, our country may be falling apart over here, but there are still the little things that we have to just, celebrate and just
don't worry about half-assing it, dude. Don't worry about it at all. Nobody is saying that you have to look into every little thing that goes on. And now, mind you, this is not a little thing. I don't say that trying to take away from what's going on, but if it doesn't interest you, don't look into it.
Yeah.
If it interests you, now I've never been an overly political person. I don't get into politics because it turns people into nasty fucking.
Right.
It turns into
having a discussion.
It is. Have I ever thought about running for a specific office? Yes, absolutely. I've thought several times of becoming a city councilor here where I live. I even, I would have put my hat in the ring for governor of Massachusetts, but that's not going to happen. Anyway, God damn it. Nobody's going to look at you any different for either not understanding or not looking into something wholeheartedly.
It sounds like they're causing so much trouble for everyday people, so they don't look at the people up top that are really fucking shit up.
Right.
It's like, I know I'm going completely off topic. It's like racism. Let's wind them up, so down the bottom, like the citizens talk about racism. Let's just plant these seeds so you don't see what we're doing up here. we're living the life of Riley, and we're just making rules just so you guys fight amongst yourselves,
Right.
and we get away with shit. That's what it sounds like to me. Because I can guarantee you, the people on top, if they want to go camping, they're going camping, and nothing's going to fucking happen to them.
That's right.
Yeah.
But you,
it was said by
You
somebody.
How many mistresses do you think these motherfuckers have had that have had to make their side chick go camp?
Yeah.
Let's be real. On both sides, like period. Like,
what about all the young wives and mistresses Orange Man has had over the years?
Orange. Oh, yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
Let me think.
But like Dave Lloyd said, Civil War. Yeah, probably. Unfortunately,
we're thinking about we might have to go to war with fucking Russia, and you lot are fighting amongst yourselves.
Yeah,
because you guys will be the one that's fighting. The ones that are making all the rules are just going to be sitting back and enjoying themselves.
Right.
It's like a fucking game of lemmings.
Years ago, a lot of my friends would joke about Canada being a lost apartment over a really great party. Now that lost apartment has turned into a fucking multi-million-dollar loft that wants to get the fuck away from the fuckery that is going on.
But it's like touching a little bit on what Mike's saying. Like, things can truly just turn back. I can guarantee. Well, no, I'm not going to say guarantee, but I'm wondering, say, how many young people and older people are going to die because you can't go camping until it then goes on the news and then shit hits the fan and they go, actually, we might have fucked up a bit. Let's rein it back a little bit. And then you're a bit like, well, we've just lost a couple of thousand people's lives. It's the same. It's not the same thing, but it's similar to like the safe injecting zones for people to intravenously take drugs in a safe environment with safe, clean equipment.
It's harm reduction.
Yeah. They offer a service because if they're going to do it, they're going to fucking do it anyway. Let's give them a safe place so they don't fucking die. But people like that are getting nicked for it. They're getting arrested for providing that service.
What's this?
This a camping. Have we been shut?
I still show that we're rolling.
Ooh, that could be interesting. T, can you quickly go on the YouTube? Because apparently YouTube has shut the stream down because of what we're talking about. Mrs. is gonna have a butcher's for us.
Okay, Mike just said y'all are live. I'm like, yeah, I've got
we're live.
In the back,
we're live. I think it might have cut out, but
right, well.
That could have been fun. I would have just started another one. We'll just start it again.
Freedom.
Yeah, it's but yeah, it was quite good because I was going off on a rant. But what I was trying to say is like how people put these things in place, these procedures, these services for the harm reduction of a person. And you put a block on that, fuck tons of people gonna die. You can't stop people camping because of a multitude of situations we're not getting into. You can't put a stop to people injecting drugs because of a multitude of issues we're not going to get into. It's going to happen. It's whether you're going to make it slightly safer for people to do it so we don't have as many people dying.
Is camping legal in the UK?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you.
It is, yeah.
Let me ask you this: like, as a British man, and I know it's a little odd because like we are all parents, and it's like, oh, wouldn't you be more pro-life? Well, for me, no, because I'm like, I am pro-situation.
I think we were very lucky because during the pregnancy, we had, as you know, we had a multitude of tests. We got told there was going to be all this shit wrong with us, and they were trying to convince us to terminate the pregnancy.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Well, we had to go for multitudes. They said he was going to have Down syndrome, all this other stuff.
Oh
And they were like, you need to terminate. We were like, no. And they were fighting with us to terminate. And we went against them and said, no, we're having him as long as he's healthy. I said, as long as he's happy and healthy, we don't mind. And they said, how do you know he's going to be happy and healthy? Have you thought about termination? We kept him. And as you know, he's fucking perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with him.
Right.
He's loud and he shits a lot.
He's still, even if he was born with a disability, he's still your son.
Yeah, as long as he's happy and healthy, we'll give him a good life.
Absolutely.
Religiously, I would say no. I religiously I don't agree with it, but I think even in religious circumstances, there would be situations where it's called for. So to be honest, I think it's if we're not talking about me and we're talking about situationally, if it needed to be done, it needs to be done.
Right. That's why I'm like, I'm pro situation.
I know someone that was a result of rape. They kept him, and he knows he's not right in the head because he knows how he's come about. But the mother had the option to get rid of him or not. She was like, no, I'll keep him, which is fine. But at the same time, if she would have turned around and was like, no, I don't want him, they're fine with that as well. I think in the UK it's very different where they give you every option possible. They run every test and they go, this is the situation. What do you want to do? We think this, but if you want to do that, we'll go with it. It's not an issue. It's your child, your situation. You deal with it. We'll just help you do it.
See, we have clinics here, mostly Planned Parenthood, which a lot of people think, oh, you go to Planned Parenthood to get rid of your camping situation. Actually, no. They are pro women and men's sexual health across the board. So if you're, like, hey, I'm a teenager and I think I'm going to get a little promiscuous, but I want to be safe about it, they give you free condoms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Planned Parenthood.
Good job, Planned Parenthood.
Are they going to make that illegal in America as well?
They're already trying to shut them down in my state, 100%.
Or are they going to try and say that you're trying to sexualize children, but you get people like Nicki Minaj walking around in just a thong, rubbing herself up against a fake penis on stage with children around her? Makes no fucking sense. No sense at all. I don't understand. It seems like they're obviously trying to take over all your lives and say you can't do that, you can't do that. But we will allow this because this makes us fuck tons of money. As in sexualizing young girls through music, through magazines, through fashions. In America, you can buy a bikini for a 1-year-old child.
Mm-hmm.
And you think, you allow that, but if all these other situations we're talking about and what they're looking at, no, you can't do that. It's double standards massively.
Very double standard.
Yeah.
But the thing is, how I don't understand how it's got to the point that I shouldn't laugh, but it's more of just through. I just can't believe it. How you've got to this situation now? It makes no fucking sense to me. Because
we have never been more divided as Americans over everything.
God, if that fucking happened in the UK, no, it wouldn't even get to that point. It wouldn't even. We're lucky we're a small country. I know. We're a fucking tiny ass country. Our country's smaller than most of your states. So I can understand you've got a large scale, a lot of people, lots of different laws in between, and it's hard to manage it as a whole. But fuck me, you'd think there'd be a lot. Obviously, it's a massive kick up and stink up in your country about it. Understandable, but why isn't there more? Why isn't there people like because like Boris Johnson? Why isn't there people like what's his name, Macron, and all that bullshit saying, "Hang on, you can't be doing this," and actually standing up to him?
Our president is, like him or not, the Supreme Court is the final law of the land, and he's scrambling right now because he's like, you could tell he's like, I don't agree with it. He's like, but the law is the law, so he's going around and like in my state, they're trying to make Plan B illegal, and it's like, hold on a second, that was approved by the FDA. You can't just say it's illegal all of a sudden. So they're trying to still keep some kind of pathway possible for women to camp without having to leave the state. And
I don't understand why can't from an Englishman, because the president has the final say. I like the Queen. The Queen can turn around and say, "Fuck off, you ain't doing that." Why can't the president go, No, you ain't doing that? Because I can guarantee you, if that happened in Houses of Parliament here, that Queen's going to get out of her house and she'll go and fucking take their heads off and go, "Fuck you lot, out. We're going to open up the Tower of London again. And we'll put you all on the Tower of London." It will happen. Why isn't it not happening where you are?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know.
The amount of people that are against this.
Most of us are against it because we're like, whoa, hold on, where do you draw the line? Like, you can't just light a lighter and burn up an amendment to the Constitution, because where does it stop?
Our government doesn't, the branches of our government don't get along. They don't play well in the sandbox together. So you've got the legislative branch, the executive branch, and the judicial branch. The executive branch being the president.
They execute the law.
Right. The judicial being the Supreme Court
makes the
law. has the final say about all things law.
So the president is just literally a front man. He's a puppet. You got to say this. I don't believe in it. We got to say it anyway.
The president doesn't run this country. The president does not run this country. The Supreme Court and the two houses run this country.
So why do you have a president then? He's just a spokesman.
Because way back when we didn't want a king.
True.
But I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the reasoning behind a lot of this mess. Absolutely, Dave. Absolutely. No, nobody has any business to be there except for that woman and whoever she lets in there. But that's besides the point.
I was about to say, don't go any further with that. I'm getting a bit of rage sweat on here.
Oh, I know. Me too, buddy. I'm like, woo.
So what I was going to say was that we have lifers that sit in our government. Our president, perfect example. The guy has been a politician for the last 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
That guy we have no business being or having lifers. You should have terms of service just like the president. The president can serve 2 terms.
Mm-hmm.
A total of
8 years.
8 years.
4 each year. Yep.
Congress and the Senate
have no term limits.
And sit until they die.
And the Supreme Court as well.
Correct. Sit until they die. For some, that could be in their 40s. For some, that could be well into their 80s and 90s. What these people who are sitting in the Supreme Court, Congress, and the House of Representatives the Senate. What's going on today in 2022 is nothing like it was 50 years ago.
And Josh, I agree with you. And I think that's a lot of our issue is like a lot of the baby boomers have got to go. They just
the boomer way of
retire.
It is no longer everybody's way of thinking.
Right.
It just like with employment. The baby boomer generation.
This is why we're having a great resignation.
The baby boomer generation was loyal to one employer.
Yep.
That employer could fuck you sideways, and you would still say, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" Because you were told from your parents and their parents that you are to be loyal to that company.
Yep. Here's your watch on retirement, but you got a pension too.
My loyalty stops when you start affecting my health negatively.
Yep.
I have no loyalty. If this next company is going to pay me $10,000 more a year to do the exact same job that I was doing and not being paid for, I'd be stupid not to go. Stupid.
It's a prime example. My old man, he's been in the same job 37 years. And I'm in the process of trying to move. He was like, no, stay. I was like, my loyalty is with my family and my friends. Nothing else.
Right.
Because they'll be the first ones to throw you under the bus. And I've experienced it. You put a foot wrong, I fucking bite the pillow, I'm coming in dry. They'll throw you under the bus. You just got to be loyal to your family.
House Rock, man.
I almost bought my dogs that shirt at PetSmart last weekend.
I love that shit.
But no, Adam, like that's like everything in our country, especially feels like it's somebody just kicked up a big bad sandstorm. Like there's a great resignation, and I think honestly, it's because people are like, no, fuck you. I am not going to work at this job where I'm not appreciated. I'm doing all the work of all of my coworkers, and you don't value me as an employee. I'll go over here, make more money, and be valued. Why would you stay? And I really think it's because it is truly like we're talking about, like this like older, even older, like, and there is straight up, there are some Gen Xers that do not think the way that I do because they conform to the system. Because they you know, and like we've had many discussions in this house about, oh, Gen X was supposed to be like, y'all are so angry and you were supposed to do all this shit. And we didn't. We were like, whatever. And a lot of us just fell in line instead of saying, no, fuck that.
But shouldn't it be in your Senate and state that their employer should be the people of the country? And if the people of the country are like, actually, you ain't doing a good job, we'll get someone in better. If it means paying them more money and get a couple of 30, 40-year-olds in the house.
We need young people to vote. That is the biggest issue.
That's the biggest thing.
The mayor of Westminster now is where I work. I know the fella. He's a 21-year-old Asian Muslim. He's the youngest mayor in London. He's the first Asian mayor and the first Muslim to be a mayor, and he got brought in for his merit, not because of his color, not because of his religious background. He got in through merit, and you think, fuck it, he's straight out of school. He done his bits and pieces, but he was the best man for the job, and they picked him. That's how it should fucking run. If you can do the job and you've got evidence to prove that you're good at the job, fucking have it. Not just because you've been sitting in the same chair for 30 years doesn't mean you're fucking good at it.
You brought up an amazing point.
I've been sitting in this chair for a year. Doesn't mean I'm any good at fucking streaming. You know what I mean?
I don't think we'll ever be good at streaming. You brought up an amazing point, by the way, and you probably didn't even mean to. So you brought up that the Congress's employer should be the people of the United States.
Yeah.
Without saying too much, from what I know, as you know, if somebody is employed by, let's say, the Met. If the chat doesn't know what the Met is, it's the Metropolitan Police Service in London. If somebody is employed by the Met, they're actually not employed by the Met. They are in service of the Queen, correct?
Yeah, you serve the crown, but you I think they police by consent. So only police if the public allow them to.
Correct. So, which kind of means you're serving at the pleasure of the Queen.
Yeah.
And Lizzie can go, "You done?"
And off they trot. Yeah.
Bye. Go get a job elsewhere. Now, in lots of major cities, like New York City, the New York City Police Department's top cop, the commissioner, is not a commissioned police officer. And he or she serves at the will of the mayor. Now, you can have a police commissioner that has been on the job for 25 years as commissioner because each mayor has decided that they kept that person on.
Yeah.
But you get a new mayor with new ideals in, he looks at what you've been doing as commissioner. See you later. And he doesn't like it. It's just business. You're not a fit for me. You're not a fit for the city. Now, exactly, why cannot the United States government run the exact same way? Why can't, we can impeach, Congress can impeach a president. As citizens, we can petition a local government to recall a mayor. Why can't we petition local government? Why can't we petition federal government to recall a member in Congress or the Senate? Or
because I don't think anybody's ever really challenged that.
I think it needs to be fucking challenged from the sounds of things. Because I don't understand. How can you hold a seat for 50 years? You're not in touch with fucking everybody else. I know English government are exactly the same. Our guys that run in Parliament are not in touch with the people, but they still do their jobs because they've been voted by the public to go in because it's probably the best of a bad bunch. Do you mean? But they still get voted in. But it sounds like from your end of things, like, oh, they got in, I've got a cushy number, I'm getting like 200k a year. All I've got to do is come sit here and make laws. I don't have to deal with the peasants. I don't have to deal with you. I don't have to see you. I live in my lovely little house. I get a car here. I don't see anybody else. We all probably mingle together.
There are multiple houses. Their politicians are rich.
Each sitting president that is still alive after their term, they are still paid $190,000 a year for the rest of their life.
That's more than $100,000 than you fucking need. That's more than $100,000 than what you need.
Why are we, the taxpayers, paying? We're basically paying for somebody that doesn't work here anymore.
Right.
It's paying the person. It's not paying for someone to work from home.
Your last job is not going to continue to pay you with a new job.
No.
Why are we, the citizens of Tom, my dude? How are you?
Because we've lost our freaking minds. Like, I'm like,
did you not think it was like old school War of the Worlds when they used to play that on the radio and everyone thought it was real? It turned out to be a story. And I bet it must have been like that when it come on the news.
You're fucking right. And they have Secret Service details.
Yep.
And their family. So why is it that they think that the people in this country think this is okay.
From the sounds of it, it sounds like there's fuck all you can do. I know it sounds horrible to say.
You pay the man, you pay the person a salary as he's sitting president. Okay, the person needs to be paid for their time. Absolutely. Anybody needs to be paid for their time. And that position fucking ages people 20 plus years in 4 years flat.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of feel bad for some of them. But when you resign, because your term is over, and you've not been reelected, I don't think we should be paying you $100,000, almost $200,000 for the rest of your life. Do you get a benefit? Okay, your health insurance is paid for until you get put in the ground. But fuck you, I'm not paying you $200,000 a year so you can go and build a fucking library that nobody's gonna go to, and you can have this massive fucking ranch in Texas that isn't gonna do a goddamn thing for anybody in the country. Give that land to a farmer who can raise cattle and crops and everything else and sustain American life.
Because it's not profitable for them anyway.
The man who built a library probably can't even fucking read.
If you've just joined, welcome to What the Fuck is Going On. This is where we are, you guys.
It makes no fucking sense.
Tom,
no
I
sense.
don't have laryngitis. I don't know if my mic is going in and out.
Yeah, it's going in and out. It's because you're doing this.
Yep.
It's because you're having the rage swings on.
Is this better?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
If I
better.
talk like this for the rest of the stream,
Yes.
is this kind of creepy? I think it's kind of creepy.
No, I've had the allergies and shit. The pollen up here has been absolutely ridiculous. So I've been coughing and hacking my head off and bringing up some nasty lung butter for the last week. See, Dave, that's just
ridiculous.
Fucked. So in the United States, a lot of companies have done away with private pensions to go with more of a 401k based retirement plan. The company that I'm leaving, I have a fully vetted pension in, and I was only vetted after 3 years. So my pension, I'm going to get something from this company when I retire for the rest of my life, because they chose to continue with a private pension plan along with a 401k.
Well,
damn it.
Happy UFO Day.
Yeah.
That's the other part of the show.
Well,
I see that you're wearing the hat. Like I gotta for a minute.
If you want to have a bit of a giggle, I'm actually related to a politician through my nan.
An American politician?
English one, Screaming Lord Such from the Monster Raving Loony Party. What I'll do, I've just got a picture up. I'll share the page and you can have a giggle at this. It says a lot about the sort of person I am. That is the Nan's brother, Screaming Lord Such. Yeah, he's he was a bit of a nutter.
Oh, nice.
See, there's a because you've got one out there. Who's the fella that has the Wellington boot on his head that wanted to give free ponies to everybody? Vermin something. What was the fella's name? Do you know the one I'm on about?
No.
Oh, he's fucking
I know
insane,
exactly
this
who you're
fella.
on about. Vermin Supreme.
Vermin Supreme. Let me Google it.
Like
thought
giant rat, like Vermin Supreme, like that?
New Hampshire is. This fella's fucking insane. Let me get his picture up. There you go. We can. Oh, Josh has already done it. There you go.
Oh my god, his name is Vermin. Holy shit! I think
this guy
Vermin
runs for
loves
president.
Supreme.
Yeah, and he wanted to give ponies to everybody. All Americans get a pony.
Oh my god.
If you put him on YouTube and listen to his rants, this guy's clearly had a lot of acid in his life.
Oh yeah,
and it's still in there. He's fucking hilarious.
Oh my god.
But I thought we'd have a bit of a lighter bit.
Yeah, I need to lighten up.
I'm getting rage
like,
sweats just thinking about it.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know how you guys do. I'll put it out there now. If anybody needs a sponsor to come over to the UK, hit me up, because it sounds like I don't think anybody. There's only going to be a couple of people left if this goes through. Everyone's going to max Exodus.
Yes. I honestly was kind of waiting to see if people are going to be like, you know what? That's it. I'm packing up. Pick a country.
I don't understand. It makes.
it's your World UFO Day.
Yes. World UFO Day.
It's I really don't no, it's not that I don't understand. I don't get how it's got to this point. And I'm still reeling about this no interracial marriage, no gay marriage. So is it gonna be like fucking prohibition where they're gonna start kicking in people's doors, gay couples? No, not for you type
Don't
job.
know.
Do you know what I mean?
Don't know.
Or is it going to be like a fucking federal crime? While you're in there, I married my wife. Oh, my wife's from Bangladesh. And you're in prison now, yeah? I paid me taxes. I've worked since I was 15. You know what I mean? And I'm getting fucked for it. It makes absolutely no... It's going back to days. I was watching... we go back Downton Abbey when I was obsessed with that for a while. Guy got nicked because they went to an underground gay bar, and he went with this other gay guy, and they were just dancing, and they all got nicked and thrown in the cell. You think, fucking hell, just because they loved the same sex, it's now a criminal. It's a criminal offence, and some countries it's only just become legal, and in some countries it's still fucking illegal. You think, fuck me, we're trying to move forward.
I know. We have these assholes who still keep, they're like, nope, hold on, let's hit the fucking reset button back 50 years. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like thinking about every person in this country who has, stood up for human rights, whether they're civil rights, whether they're LGBTQ rights, all of these things, right? And we're just going backward. And we're just gonna, live the straight white male agenda. And what the fuck? That doesn't fit everybody.
Get a headache.
Yes, that should absolutely. It's crazy.
Oh, I love bubbles. But it's I know this is gonna sound fucking horrible.
Adam, you have absolutely fucked up giving me access to this.
Mate, I've still got the kick out button, don't you worry. I'm having rage sweats at the moment.
I have so much fun with this.
It makes you think, especially when people go all ragey about gay marriage. You think, obviously, you had that connection with another guy. You're just so insecure with yourself that you want to go rage on them. It makes you think about the camping situation. Has a couple of their girlfriends or partners went and got one without them knowing that they didn't agree with them? Thought, fuck you lot. I'm going to take my rage out on all you lot, not just you. They said there's always a village idiot. It sounds like there seems to be a whole village of idiots in there. Just a bunch of fuck nuggets.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Okay, my dogs are clearly into something.
They're not having a fucking whale of a time.
I will be right back.
That's all right. It's I I don't know how you've got this far at all. It doesn't really make sense to me. I'd rather hit a deer than a moose. I really got. I jumped in. Oh, Josh, I will kick you out. you can disappear if you're
mean, is this
carrying
so
on
wrong?
like.
Is this so
Well, I
wrong?
can't even. I can't even hear it. See what it says. I want my couples to be able to protect their marijuana plants with guns. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Come on.
Oh,
Come on.
it's just very rage inducing.
It is.
It is very rage inducing. But at the same time, you're like, I know it's horrible to say, but it's so illogical. It makes sense that a country that was going to do it would be yours. I know that's horrible to say
No, you're
because I
absolutely
love
right.
America. I go
I know
every
you
year.
do.
I've got family that are American.
Right.
But if there's any country that was going to do this, I would. If there was a bet, I would have betted on America.
We are young. We are dumb.
Yeah, I think I've said it before. In the grand scheme of things, you're still like early teens,
Oh yeah.
not
Oh,
even
yeah.
early teens.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You're still pinching a girl because you fancy her. You know what I mean?
Right.
You haven't quite matured. Your testicles still ain't dropped yet.
Pulling on her hair, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand. As I said, as you would well, I don't understand how it's got to this.
I don't think, as Americans, I don't think we know either. I think a lot of us are still very much in shock, and this news is like a week old. And we're just like, what is happening? But,
Do you know something? I've vaped more tonight than I think I vaped in the last 2 years.
I'm about to go vape, and I quit. Like, that is where I'm at. I'm like, oh, I need nicotine, you know? I know. It's fucking crazy.
Do you know, I'm quite upset that no one else has fucking decided to pipe up about this.
Like, on YouTube's?
No, politicians, other countries.
They're like, probably it's an American issue. I don't know.
To be honest, I think they've probably honed on the whole fact of the whole Ukraine situation, where most, but the stuff that Biden, well, it wouldn't be Biden, it'll be his fellas that have agreed to. It's like, let's not get involved, or they might withhold a lot of stuff that they've promised. Fucking hell. There's far more fucking important things to fucking try and sort out than fucking go backwards. Because you go backwards, you got to still wade through all this shit again.
That's right.
Is he going to go back the same time as a bit like a fucking apartheid? You can only have on a bus only one side white, one side black.
I don't want to live under Jim Crow law. That's fucked up shit.
Not once.
Grandma, I don't think people are scared of the U.S. anymore. We have gone beyond. We've gotten as a country beyond being the superpower.
We're not even the super or the power anymore. We're just
years ago.
America.
Years ago, it was taught that the United States is one of the superpowers. Well, since then, that's out the fucking window. Because with the amount of national debt we have, with the amount of jobs that get farmed out to other countries, with just everything, I'm scared to raise children here. Looking at it as if I were an outsider, because tonight I am claiming that I am British or Irish, because that's what I am. Anyway, either way, I would not want to live here. I would not want to pack up my family and move across the pond. I want to take my family from here and go there. It just,
Do you know what's real? I've just thought about this. We're planning to come into America for a holiday next year, right? This whole no to interracial marriage, I can guarantee you now, I will end up being nicked if I come out there and this thing goes through. And if someone wants to say something, fuck me.
That's why people are.
What, as far as voicing your opinion?
Oh, mate, I'll punch some cunt in the throat. I don't give a shit. My kid would end up growing with me being inside. I ain't putting up with this shit. Not to me, but if I see it to other people, I'm terrible with shit like that. Me and the missus joke all the time because obviously she's brown, I'm white. If I see another white and brown couple, I go samesies and give them away because I just find it fucking funny.
I love that.
It makes me laugh. There's no malice behind it. It's funny banter.
No.
But when shit comes out and it's just fucking downright fucking racist because they're too fucking stupid to have a serious conversation, they resort to that sort of shit. I don't take no prisoners. I'm not going to be taking no prisoners. And I do hope, and I will say this now, if this shit goes through with the camping, the anti-gay marriage, the anti-interracial couple, I hope the fuck they burn the shit out of everything and the world goes to shit because it's fucking unacceptable. I know it's horrible to say, but I ain't putting up with this shit.
Mm-mm.
I don't think anyone should.
People
I don't understand.
have the right to live their lives how they want, as individuals, as a couple, and keep your government out of my vagina, please. Like that, you don't have any business being in there.
And your decisions,
Frankie.
Are you going to tell me I can't skip on the side of the road?
Right.
I'll update you real quick. Against it, currently, no. Justice Thomas was quoted publicly stating that he wants the next repeal to be gay marriage and interracial marriage when he himself is part of an interracial marriage.
It's fucking.
Are they just going to start backing? Like, then what's the point of the Constitution if you're just going to fucking reverse everything?
It honestly
just
seems
colonists.
like it doesn't matter anymore.
No.
That these people who claim to be patriotic are just basically wiping their ass with the document.
Right. So that's what I think is so funny. That's so funny that you said that, Josh. Like, a lot of people that are like, my freedom, are the ones that are not even acknowledging the fact that our freedoms are actually being taken away. They were so worried about wearing masks and everything else. Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna
Just
say
can't
this,
even
I'm gonna
anymore.
say this right now. Adam, I don't know if you know who she is, but Angela, I think we need to reach out to JBC and get her
I
on.
think that's a great idea. I love me some JBC. I'll text her right now. What do you
I thought
want?
you said JCB. I was like, I swear they own like tractors and shit.
JBC is
Dude, her and I both will be like, what the fuck? Like, we will be having a meltdown.
Jennifer Berger Coleman is
Amazing.
That is a cool
is.
name as well.
She is a driving force behind anything advocacy related. And she never stopped at just advocating for vaping. She's human rights, she's gay rights, she's everybody's rights. And the discussions that we've had tonight, I've had this like small voice in the back of my head saying, you should really have JBC here.
It's fucking so stupid. The amount of people that have died to get to where we are, not now, say a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago, it's all for nothing.
Right.
Oh, we can just we'll just pick the most known
It's
person we
sad.
think of. Look at Martin Luther King.
Right. Exactly.
What he did.
Harvey Milk.
Yeah. Well, that don't fucking matter no more. Well, not to make it any worse, but it wouldn't fucking happen in this country. I can tell you that now. or this whole Obama thing. Just I didn't read what was written, but I just saw his name. I know this is very cynical of me. I think he was only put in there as a puppet, just for the fact of he was black and it was to appease people. It was like, oh, okay, cool, we got him in. They didn't fucking want him there. I don't think he was on the back foot right away because my personal opinion of I don't talk about politics, but obviously I am. Is that they were waiting for him to put a foot wrong so they can go, we got you what you wanted. It all got fucked up. This is your fault.
Frankie, exactly. I mean, it may be funny. It may not be funny. It's kind of funny to me. But if same-sex partners want to get married and be miserable as opposite sex couples,
As hetero
why the fuck
couples.
not?
Right.
Why the fuck not? Now, mind you, I am not miserable in my marriage.
No.
My wife might be. But everybody who, it doesn't matter whether it's two poles or two holes. Love is love.
As long as it's consensual, I don't give a shit.
Exactly.
Well, I don't understand why they're making life so difficult. Do you know what I mean?
That's a great point, Adam. Why are they making sluts? We have
Fuck's
no
sake.
idea. We don't know. We just work here.
What's everybody's goal in life? To live a happy life with no issues.
Right.
Just let me crack on with what I'm doing.
Yep.
And if you don't like it,
Not just
you're old
wanna be
enough and
happy.
ugly enough to fuck off. Don't just keep your gob shut. I can. If you're, tell me if I'm wrong. But the founding fathers of America that wrote the Constitution would be rolling in their grave now if they heard the shit.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
now.
Absolutely. Because that is truly intruding on freedom. Absolutely.
It's. I can yeah. I'm not
Guys,
saying
we
anymore
have- we
because
have-
I'm
World
kidding.
UFO Day is over. We're gonna have
young
World
people.
Zombie Day, and you're gonna have Zombie Thomas Jefferson going, motherfuckers.
Yep.
I think we just need to bring all their mothers in and give them a good smack. Tell them to wind their necks in. I don't know. I'm very, very mystified. How has it got to the point that three people that do a show that, in the grand scheme of things, we only get 100 or so views, are getting so ragey about a subject? Do you know what I mean? It's something that's so. It's not needed.
It's because we
Not
care.
only that,
It's because we
those
care
people-
about other people.
But it's trickled down to the point.
Truly, could you have the option to be like, I don't give a fuck less. I live in the UK. Josh, you can be like, I live in Mass and I'm a man. Who cares?
I'm fucking living miles away and I'm getting rage fucking sweats listening to this shit.
Right. Thank you guys. That's what we need. That is truly what we need. We need all the support that we can get because this is horrible.
But to be honest with you, I know I'm very cynical. I think it's only going to get worse before it gets any better. As I said before, I think
It is.
thousands of people are going to have to die. I know I'm bringing it back to guns. How many kids have died since, even before Columbine, from when the first ever school shooting was till now? How many kids have died before we've got to a point where there's been a little bit of a kerfuffle about it, but it hasn't really gone much further than that, has it really? It hasn't gone much further than a little kerfuffle in government. They're like, oh, people are protesting. We'll say we'll do this, and then we'll just skitter around it, and we'll say we'll do this, but we're not going to quite do this yet. But then the same point with this, how many people are going to have to die for ectopic pregnancies or having to give birth at a young age where their body can't handle it?
Right.
Oh, don't worry, we'll give them a C-section. They might not have any kids, but they've got this one. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking horrendous. Well, I just want to headbutt someone at the moment.
Just vape your tits off. It's fine.
Oh, mate, it's
Well, I did
Like-
want to.
to very vaguely answer that question. There are records that go back as early as the 8th century.
Well, let me ask you this question. No, don't worry, I'm not gonna. Yeah, go on.
Do it.
Right.
Do it.
If Angela, I'll ask you. Sorry if this is going to be a bit upsetting. If you were raped and you were pregnant, you gonna want to terminate that pregnancy,
Yes.
no matter what age you are.
Yes.
And they said to you, if you had an abortion, we're gonna charge you 1st-degree murder. You'll be in prison, and you're in Texas. You know what? We'll probably give you the firing squad as well. We'll stick a bit of gas in there as well. What would your options be? And there'd be no options for you to have an abortion. No options at all, because it's all been put in place. You can't even go to Josh and try and sort something out somewhere else. What would your options be in that state of mind? Because you got to remember, you're going to have that mentally. You're going to be fucked. What would your option be?
I don't think I'm allowed to say it on a streaming service, but
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Yeah.
So that's another that's another issue. Because I had a feeling that you'd say that, because that's the same as probably most women would.
Because what the hell what would you do?
So that's another issue that it's caused.
Right.
Not just the fact that you might die because of an ectopic pregnancy, the situations around it, and not to actually say the words, but you've got fucking guns left, right, and centre. That's just not doing it to yourself, though, is it?
No, it's not. It's a permanent fix to a temporary problem.
And then the knock-on effect of that with your family, your immediate family, your surrounding family, and on top of that, how I know this is taking it away from the human side of it, but if a cop had to turn up to deal with that situation, how much does a cop get paid an hour?
What about their mental health after they see?
But I'm looking at it just for a second from the monetary value of it. Then the cop has got to be paid, the mortuary's got to be paid, the inquest has got to be paid. So it's costing the economy a fuck ton of money.
And we're already broke.
Yep.
We're already broke.
And I think that
It's not worth the money, the paper it's printed on.
But the fix that you've suggested too is probably a fix that 99% of women would be in would probably choose.
Think about really young girls. That's where I'm very concerned.
You're in a really strict Catholic family. You've got a boyfriend that mum don't know about. You decide to go out and have a couple of beers, and then next thing leads to another, and then you find out you got a bun in the oven. And I'm trying not to say the words. I don't want us to get this taken down, because this needs to stay up. And I'm downloading this afterwards, and if it gets taken up, I'm putting it back up. But that's that problem. She's going to end up doing what you're suggesting to, and what everybody in chat knows what's going to be said. What's that going to do to the boyfriend?
Right.
What's that going to do to his family? Because it's going to come out. Because if you think about it, he's going to have mental health issues. He's going to go to counselling. What's going to come out?
It's a domino effect. Absolutely, It's a domino effect.
And look at it economically. How much is all that going to cost? Not just for him, but then he's going to tell his mum, so she's going to have to go get some help. Her family's going to have to go get some help. They can't rely on charities because charity ain't got a pot to piss in. It's
There is
I think it's
they're trying
it's
to get rid of the charities that have services that are available for camping in this state. They're trying to shut them all down.
But I was talking not just that,
30
but like
days.
the mental health charities that you'd end up going to seek help from, because they'll still be about. I think we've touched on a hell of a lot that's a lot deeper than just the act of camping.
Right. And that's the conversation that needs to keep happening. Like, it's bigger than just, let's go camping. Oh, hey, I sledded around, let's go camping. It's so much bigger than that. So much bigger than that, you guys. And thank you. As a woman, thank you for talking about this. Like, really, thank you.
I think it needs to be spoken about. Everybody needs to speak about it. But I just had
it's
a
not
thought.
just a woman's issue, you guys.
It's everybody's fucking
issue, right?
Does that include
and a true freedom issue? Not the they're gonna take my guns away.
Right.
But if camping's illegal, is I don't know how to say it's about adding it to it, but that one pharmaceutical pill you can buy, does it include that as well?
In Texas, yes, they're trying to ban that as well. Texas is very, very hardcore evangelical Christian right. That's why I said, well, you're going to have your baby and we're going to give your baby a gun. I mean, I'm not kidding. Like, here's your baby, here's your gun.
That's mental. So, okay. I don't know where we can move on from this. In the nicest possible way, there's going to be no happy ending whatsoever.
The only thing that I can think of is if they overturn the overturning of Roe versus Wade and put it back to how it was, so it's everyone's individual choice, and take away the states. Way
that can happen is if the sitting judges who voted for it are removed,
right?
And that's probably on again. Fucking like trying to bleed blood out of a stone. It's yeah,
Dave. I've been.
I'm a Texan. We have guns.
Yeah, dude. I'm a masshole through and through. I not to toot my own horn or anything, but I do have a big heart, and I do want to help those who cannot help themselves. I was in law enforcement for nearly a decade, and I saw the good, the bad, the ugly.
Thank you for your concern. Like, I'm not trying to downplay that, but yeah,
absolutely not. But I think over the years I've surrounded myself with enough people who are like-minded that I really don't need to worry about that at the moment. But
I just got. Sorry,
I don't worry about that for me. I worry about that for the generation that is my two children.
That's right. Your two girls.
I've just got horrible images of like home camping, like I've fallen down the stairs, or the old coat hanger type. Do you know what I'm trying to say? The old backdoor shit or home remedies. Oh, a bit of bleach will do it. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of fucking Google searching, I can tell you that. And a lot of people are going to have. Yeah. This is going to open up a whole kettle of fish.
Women are going to die, you guys. Young girls are going to die. Yep.
In droves.
Yep.
That's. Yeah, I mean, it's far from over, which is unfortunate. But with.
If you can overturn an overturn, you can overturn an overturn of an overturn.
Yeah,
And
I
could
mean,
just
it
go
could
on
be
for
an endless
donkeys.
cycle. There's an example of that. Right here in the city that I live in, they have continuously. Now I say they, meaning a large group of people, have repealed. Um, they've basically gotten rid of each sitting mayor for the last 8 years.
So
Because
try
he was
and help
this
me.
one was great, and when he comes in, they did something that they didn't like, and they petitioned the city to get rid of him, which costs these people money as taxpayers.
Try and help me
Costs
understand
them
this.
money to
It
do this.
my brain's hurting. Try and help me understand this. So they've if they overturn something and then they overturn and overturn, what fucking stays in place? Is it legal? Is it illegal? Or is it from the last one or is it from the first one? How does it work?
It
Do
all
you
goes to
remember
the
what I said
fucking
at the
courts.
beginning of the episode?
That's a great question, Ad, because, okay, in Texas, and I'm just speaking about this state, when Roe versus Wade was overturned at a federal level, it became a state issue. Our attorney general said, oh, we're going all the way back to pre-1971, and we're putting that in place, which makes camping illegal immediately. And a judge overturned that and said, no, it can't just go into effect immediately. So that's a small win for Texas, right? But we still have a kick out. So within like 30 days to 6 weeks, it's going to happen.
So basically, everything to do with camping, they'll just call. Well, this is a very simplified way. Don't open your doors. If you open your doors, you get nicked.
Yes. So
Starting tomorrow morning.
Today, the Supreme Court of Texas overturned the judge overturn. So now they're like, right. So they're pushing forward with trying to make it illegal immediately. That's what I'm like. This is fucking legality hell, is what this is. That's all this is. It is giant clusterfuck.
So they've got the 30 days. Just say, for instance, the 30 days to get the overturn. But in that 30 days, is that operation still operating? As in,
honestly, it depends on the provider. Because I've been watching a lot of doctors that are like, I just want to care for my patients and I don't know what I'm supposed to do legally. And I'm talking like OBGYNs, right? The ones that are like, this lady's going to die. And basically they're like, I took the Hippocratic Oath. I'm moving forward. And I'm like, good.
So if you remember, Adam, what I said at the beginning of the episode? Was
a lot's been said.
A lot's been television show. Well, that pertained then to this show. Now this pertains to the entire country. Welcome to the United States. It's the country where everything's made up and the points don't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's exactly what I mean. You're basically saying that voters don't matter.
That's right.
Women in this country don't matter.
Is patient-doctor confidentiality, if you break that, that is a crime.
Not anymore, because when they lifted Roe versus Wade federally, it also lifted HIPAA, so that way they could catch people.
Oh, that's all kinds of fucked up then.
Absolutely. That right. That's what I'm saying.
So technically speaking, they could go into the records like, I want to see it now.
Yep.
And
Dave is fucking spot on tonight.
Right. Exactly, Dave.
That emergency contraception is going to the cost of that is going to skyrocket.
Yep.
So you basically be going to a dealer. So what do you want? Weed,
Right.
coke, MDMA, or we've got the one pill that you need. Oh, just the one
Right.
pill that you need. Okay, you get nicked. You're carrying contraband. You're going down for class. Do you know? Knowing you, oh, it's sound bad. Knowing your country, it's going to be fucking classed as a class A. You carrying heroin. You carrying pills. Oh, it's the same thing. It's
Right.
They
Oh,
both
yeah.
kill people.
Especially in this state. We can't even legalize the green in this state. This is literally 1927 in this state. Yeah.
Some
And
heavy shit.
Texas is not the only one.
Oh, I think the problem is they're getting away with it, so they're gonna keep fucking pushing it.
Right.
In the end, you're gonna need your fucking local governor to sign off your marriage, and to do that, you have to bring your fucking 21andMe or 23andMe, whatever it is, along with you. We're both the same. It's fine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Samesies, matchies.
Oh, fuck it is.
So this comment right here that Mike made, this is why I love our viewers, and
Yes.
I love how they get involved with the show and the topics. Home doctors will make a resurgence.
Absolutely, they will. Thank God for that.
But at the same time,
100%.
it is thank God for that, but it's also not good because you haven't got the full-on equipment you need. You go into someone's house or they come to yours, you're not going to have a completely sterile room. You're not going to have everything you need. So
There's still a risk.
the probability of it going sideways is still fucking super high. And there's no need for that. Just fucking take him to hospital. Let him let it happen properly.
Right.
What the fuck's people's problem? They fighting over a piece of paper.
They apparently have they just keep it light right when I need them to. A package of crackers. So guess who ate an entire package of crackers? 2 little French bulldogs who were not supposed to be doing that.
Oh god, they're going to be shitting through an iron needle later on.
Oh my god.
Bloody hell.
Welcome to my life. It's full of farts from these 2.
That's like my house, but it's me and the little one. The poor missus sleeps between us, and if it's not him, it's me. Oh, it's I don't understand what's going to happen. I don't know. There's going to be some camp somewhere in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Area 51 is
where these girls are going to have to go in a trailer to have some old bird that used to be a doctor try and help her out. And I swear that's what they used to do like fucking like
what they
70
did in
years
Hollywood.
ago.
Absolutely they did.
It's some person turns up with a rusty spoon type job. I know I'm trying to make light of it, but it is like it's not going to be fucking sterile.
No. Welcome to
There's going to be so many dead girls. There's going to be an awful lot, and it's you.
This has turned This has turned into going to a different country for a surgery because it was cheaper. You're now going state to state because it's legal. And just a quick, there's 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9.
So what are they going to do if people is going to go abroad to get this surgery? Are they going to give people that they've got a little bit of a belly an ultrasound before they get on the plane, then do it when they get back to make sure that you've still got the child. Because I wouldn't fucking put it past them.
Do you want me to tell you what our state is in Texas? It's called the heartbeat law. So at 6 weeks, as soon as they can detect a heartbeat on a fetus, it must be delivered. So most women don't even know they're pregnant at 6 weeks.
No.
Because you don't really even have symptoms other than, oh, I'm tired, or, oh, I feel a little queasy. But it's not a constant.
I don't want to start betting because it's fucking morbid, but I can bet now that there's going to be thousands upon thousands of suicides or death by camping, home camping, than there's ever going to be.
This is what happened before Roe versus Wade was legal.
And what they're going to put it down to? Oh, suicide, accident. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, she killed her baby as well.
You know, all night we've been talking about how divided this country is. This specific act, just looking it up, has this country divided literally in half. But the protected camping rights have it one up by the unprotected. 26 of 50 states have laws or executive action on the books protecting camping in their states. That's a big divide.
That's a huge divide.
That is a huge divide.
Dave's saying, I would love to say it was a great show, but I'm thoroughly depressed.
See, Dave,
I'm going to say it.
It was a good show. It is absolutely 100% a good show.
This is going to come back and bite me in the ass. But I understand what you're saying. But
absolutely,
we need, if we can talk about it, other people should. And some of the best conversations start and roll on through having the difficult conversations.
That's
and
right.
It takes a couple of people to talk about it. And you might be thoroughly depressed, which I can tell you now I am. I've lost all fucking love. But you'll be thinking about that, and hopefully, and I know you, Dave, and I know you'll talk to someone else about that. And then they'll have that conversation with someone else, and then they'll have that conversation. And hopefully, in the end, with the ripple effect, it will get to someone that actually has got a massive platform and starts kicking up a shitstorm. And hopefully, it'll be like the old penguins on the beach. Once one starts running, they all fucking join in. And hopefully, we can start something, because I can guarantee you, I obviously haven't paid too much attention to this. I never understood what was going on until tonight, and I can guarantee you a lot of people are in the same boat as me, and especially from the English side.
And think about other countries too. Like, what if are they looking at the U.S. and going, "Oh, well, we're going to overturn it. We're going to make it illegal now because the U.S. did it, so we're going to." It's like vaping. Look how many countries lost their mind. They're like, they're marketing to kids. Yeah. And they freaked out, and here we are.
I have to say this to piggyback off of the great show depression comment from Dave. We've had one other show that was 100% on a serious note, and I believe that was this time last year. For I think our Independence Day stream, when we talked about 9/11. Oh, sorry, it was our 9/11 show, not our Independence Day. It was when we talked about what happened on 9/11 and the feelings, felt across the world, not just here in the States. the people who are in this chat tonight, there's a couple of new guys, gals, people. But for a majority, it's still the same people that were around for that show, which means that you can take whatever we say and either agree or disagree, but you're here every other week just to listen to what we've got to say anyway.
And
We're
I
all
think
adults. We
uh,
are all
yeah.
adults. We make adult decisions that brought us together initially when this started as a podcast.
So I was just about to say this show started as a vaping show. Well, loosely, but it was half and half that,
Loosely.
and the differences between UK and US. Very quickly, it changed away from that, as in it's basically a discussion show
Mhm.
where we just talk about. Well, we chat the
100%
shit
a
and we
variety
have
show.
we have a laugh, but we also have that variety of serious subjects that we sometimes throw in your joke here and there, but it's shit that needs to be spoken about. But I think for us, where we're all quite open and we're all very different, and we all come from different backgrounds and have different situations, that you can have these multitudes of conversations and with people in chat, but there's no fucking arguing. You can all understand and you can always relate to a certain degree or try and have that sort of understanding of it. And I think that's what makes it grow. And I think that's why people are here, because to be honest, if you would have told me what's your program about abortion, I'd be like, no thank you, that's fucking depressing as shit. But for this show, I think it works well because of the diversity of everybody in chat and us guys. I think that's why it works well.
Our only patron has made it known.
Yeah.
See, that's exactly what Adam was talking about. We can have these serious conversations, and then something funny comes up.
Yeah.
You know, guys, we do have
First
a
time
Patreon.
first time on this show. I think it's amazing. This guy's been in quite a few of the other shows, but as
Graham, that's
we've
great,
heard,
man.
Welcome.
it's yeah. I know we've all started from vaping, but that is not us. Angela's given up vaping. She's made the full transition. Give you a clap. It's what it's there for.
Yeah,
To give up smoking, and you've done it. But we're still all friends, and we're discussing
absolutely.
conversations
Yeah,
that we have anyway.
right.
Yeah,
But
this
it's
isn't just for the sake of the show. Our viewers have to know this by now. That we're just as passionate on the show as we are not, and about a multitude of different subjects. And we're not doing this just because we needed something to talk about.
No.
I mean, we
my
can,
God, no.
we can talk about anything, and anything and everything. I don't think we have anything that is too taboo for us to talk about.
No. But I will say I have vaped more tonight than I have in the past couple of weeks. This has got me riling on the. I'm trying to be really nice. I've matured. I'm trying not to be rude and trying not to be horrible. But this show has made me hate people more than I should. Not people in general. Just these ones up. The ones up the top that are running the show. Or your shit show. It makes me hate the population to a point, only because it shouldn't have got to this stage.
No.
It should never have got to this day. We should have been having this conversation when it was first brought up, and everyone's gone, "Oh hell, fucking no!" But we're talking about it when it's fucking D-Day, pretty much. When we're talking about, do you know what? When this happens, not if this happens, we're gonna have all these deaths, all these issues. It should have been spoken about. Oh, someone said this. Oh, this is not going to happen because of this. It's not. We're not talking like that. We're talking to the point of it's happened, and it's not just a little country like the UK that have done it. It's a fuck off country that's meant to be the leading way. You're meant to be a superpower. From the sounds of it, you couldn't find your fucking ass.
This country doesn't know its ass from its elbow right now.
No.
And it's scary that they haven't just gone for camping. The other shit they're saying that people have died for and fought for.
Right. This is just the beginning.
I don't want to know what's next. I know
No,
it's
I
horrible to
know.
say.
We don't either. We don't either. Like,
It's
disgusting, is what it is. All around. It's sickening. It's heart-wrenching. It's.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah, because you're like.
I don't know where. I have a good idea of where everybody stands within chat and my two co-hosts here. As far as the military goes, the United States military, our flag represents or should represent those who have given their lives fighting for the rights that we're supposed to have.
Right.
Are they going to fucking bring back slavery? Is that going to be the next fucking thing they want to do? It wouldn't fucking.
I hope not.
It wouldn't fucking surprise me the way
certain inalienable rights, inalienable. So our rights are not to be alienated, but they're fucking doing it.
If what's being done was written down on a piece of paper and someone found it on their computer, you'd be fucking nicked for hate speech.
Right.
It sounds like a fucking manifesto for some fucking cult leader or some shit like that. I've watched fucking programs on the documentaries on Netflix about all these people trying to brainwash like families to live together on these little encampments and shit. Oh, there was a fucking cult terrorist group and that. Fucking hell, we rewrite down what they wanted to fucking do. Let's do a documentary about that. You'd come out a lot fucking worse. It's I don't know. I feel sorry for you. I really do. Especially if I'm honest for Angela. Massively. Because you've got a family member that this is going to affect.
Absolutely.
And could affect if a bad situation happens. It comes at you at both angles.
Right.
And it's easier said than done. Fucking hell, I would have packed my bags and left. But it's easier said than done.
Right.
Massively. You got a life out there, you got family, you got money to fucking. You can't just turn up, hold on, let me in. It's fucked over there. Fucking. Do you know what? Claim asylum. Fucking hell. It's. Oh.
It's a big pile of stinking shit.
That's a great big pile of shit. Thank you, Jeff Goldblum, for giving us a quote that'll be used for everything forever.
You don't need to answer this, Angela, but have you spoken to your daughter about all this?
Yes.
Do you mind me asking? Like, if you don't want to say, it's absolutely fine. What was her initial reaction when she heard it?
Well, I'm the one who delivered the news to her via text as soon as I knew. Because I did not want her finding out about it. I wanted her to hear from me.
Yeah.
And literally, I left work early because she was beside herself. Because she's like, Mommy, what is my generation going to do? Like, she was worried and panicked. I mean, her anxiety was through the roof. And I had to be like, Ainsley, breathe. You know, one day at a time, one moment at a time. She spent all weekend just like sitting on the couch next to me crying. There was a lot of feelings. There was a lot of anger. It was really, really rough.
And do you know what's quite surprising about that from what you said? These old codgers that are making these laws are only thinking about themselves and their. Your daughter's first thing was, what is my generation? She wasn't thinking about herself that it would affect. She's thinking about generation. And in my eyes, she should be the one making the rules, not these fucking fellas.
Right. But she's like, what am I supposed to do? I'm not legal age to vote. She's like, I'm trapped. Okay, now I'm like sitting here crying. Like, I mean, because this is, I mean, but it's.
So I didn't mean to throw it at you.
No.
I think your situation's very unique compared to the rest of us because it actually physically affects you and your family.
Well, I mean, but it affects other people too. Like this.
But that's what I'm saying. Your views is probably a reflection on hundreds of thousands of families that had to have done the same thing and probably had the same, if not a slightly worse or better weekend than you had to have with Ainsley.
It's just really difficult because I'm like, there's, you know, a lot of parents that have little girls that are not, you know, 18 and can't vote. And they're like, what am I supposed to do? You know, what is, you know, what are my friends supposed to do? What is my generation supposed to do? You know, my daughter does not have the same freedoms that I did 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah. So he's having a pop at you.
Yeah. He's kicking.
I think I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm really clutching at straws trying to find some sort of.
Young people, go vote. We need our young people to vote.
What's your age of voting out there?
18.
18.
Because that's whose voices we really need are the young voters. And we need them to vote. And I don't want to hear this, oh, well, I don't live in an electoral college state, so it's not going to make a difference. You have no right to complain if you're not exercising your right to vote.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only reason I asked this is to come back. Josh, what is the age that you're classed as an adult and you can be arrested? What's the youngest person you can physically arrest?
Here, 18.
18?
In Texas. 18 in Texas.
See, it's 10 here.
Whoa. And charged as an adult?
No, you'd be charged as a child, but you can get arrested.
Oh, arrested, I don't know.
I think Josh is frozen a little bit.
I don't know. I know that kids can be arrested in Texas, and I know they can also be charged as an adult, depending on the situation. Because
I think 18 is... Well, kids nowadays are a lot more mature than they was 20 years ago. I think they should have just dropped... They should drop the age. 16. Vote at 16. I think that's what it should be. Because it affects them. Because you can go out and get a job. Yeah, I think we've lost Josh.
Yeah.
That's the age you can go out and get a job. So if you can go out and earn a living, you should be able to vote. Because it will affect you as well. Even though you're on minimum wage. But you should be able to go and vote. But that's fucking a whole nother conversation.
Oh, yeah.
But the only reason... The only reason I was saying that is... Obviously, it's affecting Ainsley and young girls, so all ages. But she has to wait till she's 18. A lot can happen.
Right.
From her age to when she's 18.
That's right.
And you can't double vote for her. It would be nice, but
I know. Well, should we wrap? Because I know we went way over. We've been going for like almost 2.5 hours. I know this
it's 20 past 2 in the morning.
It's a really, really heavy subject. I know it is. And appreciate everybody like sticking with us and just letting us like work it all out and getting mad and having all the feelings. And if you're not part of our Discord, please come join our Discord. I can't talk.
Right.
On the up note, we are fun people. We we do fun things. Most of the time, this was just one of those one-off
episodes.
Things need to be said. And
what I'll do, invite people, copy link.
Oh, yes.
Right. What we'll do is we will drop the link. Come join our Discord.
Yes, come hang out.
We talk about everything.
Yeah.
We have a laugh, take the piss. Any good jokes, throw them in there. We all like a good laugh. But yeah, I think we get to that time because what'd you say, Josh?
What did I miss?
We were wrapping.
We're wrapping up because we've been going for 2.5
hours.
My internet decided to take a shit, I guess.
Yeah.
I need to hit the hay as well. I've been mentally drained tonight.
Yeah, sorry.
And I'm gonna have the same conversation with T tomorrow. So it's gonna be interesting. It'll be interesting. But to wrap things up, as I'm talking, I might as well go first. Make sure you just subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get the notifications for the next show. All my links are down there. You know where I am. You know where to find me. And that's me. Just nice and quick. I've got no brain power to say anything funny. So whoever's next.
I'll go next, just because Josh is coming in back in. Hi, I'm Angela. You can find me on most social medias as Angela Goes First. Have a blog. It's ardentlyangela.com if you want to read about all my stuff. And seriously, you guys, I am collecting affiliates like hotcakes. So I'm doing this for you so that way I can pass off savings. And don't think it's all chick stuff because it's not. You guys, I have an affiliation with Solo Stove. So if you want a badass pizza maker or like a fire pit, I got you. Fam.
Dog collars as well.
No, actually, yes, you can. And it's not just for Frenchie bulldogs; it's for big dogs too.
Josh,
you know where you can find me: Instagram, Twitter, the Vaping Jedi. It's been a couple of weeks since I put up a new video, so I'm going to be getting on that probably within the next few days. Give me a follow, go subscribe over to my YouTube channel where I do my best to attempt to do review videos. I really do. I mean, I got nothing. I really don't. If you feel the want or the need, shoot us an email, acrossthepondusuk@gmail.com. One of us will get back to you. You're an adult. I can't tell you what to do with your money, but if you want to support the show, we have a Patreon. It'll be linked in the description, or you can just search Across the Pond. I believe it's Across the Pond US UK as well on Patreon.
I just want to say, sorry, I'm fucking leaning back now. My chair's gone down. 1 second, my fat ass has ruined my chair. Chat, thank you so much for coming. I've been keeping an eye on it. I know I'm not very good at getting back to it, but the conversation has been amazing. And you guys are fucking awesome. Thank you for sticking with us for 2.5 hours. It's been an emotional roller coaster. And for you guys sitting at home or wherever you are, watching on your computer, Thank you for sticking. We've been steady on views on this. It's fluctuated a little bit, but you guys in chat are just fucking awesome, and you're all amazing people. Don't change.
And the folks that are new here, don't worry, we're not this somber every time.
No, go back and watch some previous Across the Pond. We're usually pretty funny
And for those who are either replay crew or just don't like to watch YouTube videos, that is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
When I get a chance, I upload to SoundCloud, and then SoundCloud sends it out to wherever you like to listen to your podcast. We're pretty much everywhere. 2 weeks ago, the episode's not up yet. I'll get it up. Along
That's
with
what
this.
she said.
Oh. Adam, I don't know. I'll talk to you off stream about that. Yeah, I mean, you guys have been great. We love you. Thank you so much for coming back every couple of weeks, whether we're entertaining you or not. Go give those special ladies in your life a hug.
Exactly.
You don't have to shout it from the rooftops or the mountaintops, but just do your best to support them.
Thank you.
100%.
And come join our Discord.
Yes.
I've got the link in chat.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we will end with the advert for our show sponsor, Shake and Bake Media, Mr. Anthony Romella, a hell of a fella. I say it, I will not sing it. If you want any social media stuff done, just go hit him up, watch his awesome advert, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good night,
Have a good night. Thanks for coming.